Hello friends, today I am presenting hypermature cataract, and as you can see that this patient had multiple fibrous deposits on the anterior capsule, and let's see how I managed rhexis in this case. And I did direct chop with peripheral chop in this case, and it was pretty easy to manage this case. All I encountered was a little resistance at some points while making rhexis at the points where there was fibrosis, but still I could manage to make that rhexis nicely. And now let's see what all I did in this case. As I gave a nick to create rhexis, you can see the fluid was oozing out. There was a lot of fluid coming out from that area, and after injecting visco, the flaps were seen. Initially the flaps were such that if I was continuing with this flap, then probably I had to do a reverse rhexis. But then I tried to manipulate my flap in such a manner so that I can do rhexis normally as I do in anti-clockwise direction, and I was able to manipulate that flap in that direction. The only thing I faced while making this rhexis was, as I already mentioned, some resistance at the point. Now you can see here there is a fibrous attachment here on the anterior lens capsule, and this was the point where I felt some of the resistance. But after injecting visco and manipulating it gently, I was able to cross this area. And similarly, I had few resistance during my path of making rhexis, but still rhexis was not so tough, and I could manage to do rhexis in this case. As you can see, the rhexis was done now, and these are the cases where you don't really require to dial your nucleus, because the nucleus is already kind of free in the bag. It can be rotated easily. And now if you go to your conventional stop and chop or divide and conquer, probably then you may have some difficulty, because these nucleus, they keep on moving inside the bag. So the best mechanism to deal with such nucleus is direct chop. And with direct chop, if you can manage a peripheral chop, then nothing like it, and you would be able to crack this nucleus very easily. And the settings in Phaco 2 are power 60, vacuum 400, and aspiration 36. And then you have to gently go beneath the capsule to crack this nucleus, and see, it is very easy to do a direct chop in such cases. All you have to do is go in Phaco 2 and maintain that hold, and then do a peripheral chop, and see how easily this nucleus can be cracked into two pieces. As you can see, I am doing a peripheral chop in this case, and still the nucleus is getting dislodged from my Phaco probe, because these are the nucleus which are kind of free floating in the bag, and you have to maintain that hold. You have to be in Phaco 2, in foot position 2, to maintain that hold. After emulsifying the pieces, you can see that the rhexis margin is visible clearly, and all you could see are some fibrous deposits on the interior capsule. And these are the cases which require minimal irrigation and aspiration, because mostly it's the fluid and the hard nucleus, and the nucleus was actually hard in this case. So dealing with divide and conquer and stop and chop in these cases might be a bit difficult, so would recommend going for a direct chop in such cases. Finally, the lens was implanted under hydroimplantation technique, and as I said, that this technique is pretty safe and one doesn't require the need to wash visco in these cases, so it saves time as well. So this IL was implanted and it was within the bag, and still those fibrous deposits are visible. One may argue that this rhexis is a bit smaller, but this rhexis seems fairly adequate, and I would not go and interfere with this rhexis because already there are so many fibrous deposits, and any nick and any efforts to enlarge this rhexis might face some resistance during its path and may cause a rhexis extension. So for this moment, I would like to leave this rhexis which appears fairly adequate. Thank you for watching this video, and for more educational videos you can subscribe me on YouTube at Ashish Mitra 14.